There is a place in Jamaica, tucked away from the thrumming crowds, where the world seems to slow down and breathe. It whispers on the breeze, a secret held by the lush green mountains and the impossibly turquoise sea. This magical corner of the island is Port Antonio. It lies on the northeast coast, a haven that has somehow managed to keep its authentic, unspoiled soul. I had heard tales of its beauty, of a place less traveled, where nature reigns supreme. Getting there feels like you are being let in on a wonderful secret, to reveal something utterly raw and breathtakingly beautiful. It's a place for dreamers, for wanderers, for anyone who has ever longed to find a little piece of paradise on earth. Forget everything you think you know about a Caribbean holiday. Port Antonio is different. It doesn't shout its charms from the rooftops. It reveals them slowly, like a shy friend sharing their most treasured stories. Here, the glamour is not in sprawling resorts, but in the quiet perfection of a secluded cove. The luxury is not in bustling nightlife, but in the symphony of tree frogs that sings you to sleep. It's a place that was once the playground of Hollywood royalty, the likes of Errol Flynn finding solace here. You can still feel that whisper of old-world elegance, but it has never lost its connection to the real Jamaica, a place where life unfolds at its own gentle, unhurried pace. The coastline around Port Antonio is a masterpiece sculpted by nature with a loving and dramatic hand. It is not a single, uninterrupted stretch of sand, but a glorious tapestry of hidden coves, rugged cliffs, and lush headlands. Driving along the winding coastal road is an adventure in itself. One moment you are enveloped in a tunnel of green, towering bamboo and ancient trees forming a canopy overhead. The next, the foliage parts to reveal a breathtaking panorama of the Caribbean, waters shifting through a dozen shades of blue and green. It's a constant, delightful surprise, a visual feast that leaves you utterly spellbound. This is nature in its most untamed, most magnificent form. Everywhere you look, life is bursting forth. The hillsides are a deep emerald green, so dense with vegetation that they seem to be alive, breathing. This is the parish of Portland, known as the greenest part of Jamaica. The abundant rainfall nourishes a staggering variety of plant life. Giant ferns, vibrant orchids, mango trees heavy with mangoes, breadfruit, ackee. The air is alive with the flutter of wings, countless species of birds, including Jamaica's national bird, the doctor bird, dart through the trees. It's a place that feels ancient and primal, a reminder of what the world was like before we tried to tame it. This incredible greenery extends right to the water's edge, creating a stunning contrast between the deep emerald of the land and the brilliant sapphire of the sea. In many places, the jungle seems to spill directly onto the beaches, palm trees leaning out over the sand as if trying to get a better look at the waves. This intimate connection between the forest and the sea is what gives Port Antonio its unique character. It's not just a beach destination. It's a jungle paradise that happens to have some of the most beautiful coastline in the world. You feel completely enveloped by nature, held in its gentle, life-affirming embrace. The sea itself is a living character in this story. Now I must tell you about a place so perfectly beautiful, it feels like a dream. It's called Frenchman's Cove, one of the most exquisite beaches I've ever set foot on. Imagine a perfect crescent of soft, pale sand, cradled by two verdant, jungle-clad headlands. But that's not the most magical part. A crystal-clear freshwater river, cool from the blue mountains, meanders through the lush grounds and flows gently into the sea right on the beach. You can swim in the calm, cool river, or the warm, salty embrace of the Caribbean Sea, just a few steps apart. The setting is idyllic. It's part of a private estate, wonderfully preserved and blissfully uncrowded. You pay a small fee to enter, worth every penny. No loud vendors, no rows of identical sun loungers, just the river meeting the sea and rustling palm fronds. Old wooden swings hang from almond trees, inviting you to recapture childhood. Swing out over the sand, toes skimming the ground. It feels like your own private paradise. I spent a whole afternoon there, captivated. I floated on my back in the sea, gazing at the brilliant blue sky. When the sun grew too warm, I slipped into the cool river, letting the current carry me as little fish darted around my feet. A natural spa, refreshing and revitalizing. The story goes this cove was once a favored spot of Elizabeth Taylor. You can see why. Timeless glamour and seclusion. Lying on the sand, jungle behind you, the two waters before you, you feel profound tranquility. Frenchman's Cove isn't just a beach, it's an experience. It is, quite simply, perfection. If Frenchman's Cove is the polished gem of Port Antonio, then Winifred Beach is its vibrant, beating heart. This is a beach for the people, a glorious stretch of golden sand that is completely free and open to all. It's a bit more of an adventure to get to, down a bumpy, unpaved road, but that just adds to its charm. When you arrive, you are greeted not by hushed silence, but by the wonderful sounds of Jamaican life. The gentle rhythm of a reggae beat drifting from a small sound system, the sizzle of fish frying in a pan, and the happy chatter and laughter of families enjoying a day by the sea. This is where you come to experience the real Jamaica. The atmosphere at Winifred is incredibly welcoming and laid back. Local vendors have set up small, colorful wooden shacks where they cook up the most delicious food over open fires. Freshly caught fish, spicy jerk chicken. Festivals, a type of sweet fried dumpling. You sit on a rustic wooden bench, plate in your lap, and savor the authentic flavors of the island while gazing out at the beautiful turquoise water. It's a wonderfully simple and deeply satisfying experience. The people are warm and friendly, always ready with a smile and a story, making you feel less like a tourist and more like a welcome guest. The beach itself is stunning, a wide arc of sand fringed with sea grape trees that provide welcome shade from the midday sun. The water is calm and clear, perfect for swimming, and there are even some offshore reefs that make for wonderful snorkeling. You might see a local fisherman pulling in his nets, or a man offering gentle horseback rides along the water's edge. It's a place that is alive with activity, but it never feels crowded or overwhelming. There's a sense of community here, a shared feeling of appreciation for this beautiful public space. It's a place where tourists and locals mingle easily, united by the simple pleasure of a perfect day at the beach. To visit Winifred is to get a small taste of the soul of Port Antonio, and it is a taste that will leave you wanting more. One of the most iconic and utterly enchanting experiences in Port Antonio is rafting on the Rio Grande. Now, this isn't the white-knuckle, adrenaline-pumping rafting you might be imagining. This is a gentle, serene journey on a long, elegant bamboo raft. Those rafts once carried bananas from plantation to port. Errol Flynn loved these trips and paid captains to take him and guests. A wonderful tradition was born. Your journey begins when you meet your raft captain, a skilled navigator. He pulls the raft with a long bamboo stick. His knowledge of the river has been passed down through generations. You settle onto the raised seat, a sort of throne for two. Then you are off, gliding almost silently across the water. The only sounds are the gentle splash of the pole, the chirping of unseen birds in the jungle, and the captain's soft-spoken commentary. He points out plants, tells river stories, and may sing a Jamaican song. As you drift, the scenery unfolds like a moving painting. You pass beneath canopies of emerald green. You see local children splashing and playing by the water's edge. You watch women washing clothes, colorful fabrics drying on rocks. The trip takes 2 to 3 hours, yet time seems to stand still. You lose track of worries, mesmerized by the simple beauty. You surrender to the river's gentle current. Halfway through, you stop for lunch on the riverbank. A local cook, often called Belinda, prepares a traditional feast over an open fire. The flavors with the fresh air and setting are sublime. After eating, you can swim in the cool, refreshing water. This gentle adventure is the very essence of Port Antonio. It's slow, it's beautiful, it is, quite simply, unforgettable. The town of Port Antonio itself is a delightful jumble of history, color, and vibrant daily life. It's not a polished, picture-perfect resort town. It's a real, working Jamaican town, and that is precisely where its charm lies. As you wander through its streets, you are met with a wonderful sensory overload. Faded Georgian architecture, intricate fretwork, weathered facades, painted in cheerful pastels, pinks, blues, yellows, greens. Reggae music spills from small shops, street vendors call out, the general hubbub of people going about their day. It's a place that feels utterly and wonderfully alive. The heart of the town is the Musgrave Market, a bustling, covered market that is an absolute feast for the senses. Here you will find a staggering array of fresh, local produce, piles of exotic fruits you may have never seen before, mountains of yams and sweet potatoes, and heaps of fragrant spices. The vendors are friendly and engaging, proud of their produce and happy to explain what everything is. It's a wonderful place to simply wander, to soak up the atmosphere, and to get a real taste of the local culture. You can buy a juicy mango to eat on the spot or pick up some local spices to take home as a fragrant reminder of your trip. But it's the people of Port Antonio who truly make the town special. There is a warmth and an openness here that is incredibly endearing. People greet you with a genuine smile and a friendly "good morning." They are curious and happy to chat, to share a story, or to offer directions. There's a strong sense of community and a laid-back attitude that is infectious. As dusk begins to fall, the town takes on a different kind of energy. The smell of jerk chicken and pork grilling over pimento wood fires fills the air as roadside stalls set up for the evening. Grabbing a delicious, spicy dinner wrapped in foil and a cold red stripe beer is a quintessential Port Antonio experience. It's simple, unpretentious, and utterly delicious. There are some places in the world so beautiful, so otherworldly, that they seem to have been conjured from a fairy tale. The Blue Lagoon in Port Antonio is one such place. Tucked away in a quiet cove, surrounded by a curtain of lush green foliage. This deep body of water is famous for its astonishing, almost supernatural shades of blue. The colors shift and change throughout the day, depending on the angle of the sun. Bright, luminous turquoise, deep, mysterious sapphire, intense cobalt. It is a truly breathtaking sight, one that has to be seen to be believed. What makes the lagoon so special is the unique mix of fresh water from underground mineral springs and salt water from the sea. The spring water is cool, the seawater is warm, and as you swim you can feel the currents of different temperatures swirling around you. It's a strange and wonderful sensation. The lagoon is incredibly deep, around 200 feet in places, which contributes to its intense dark blue color. It was once thought to be bottomless, called the Blue Hole, until the famous film starring a young Brooke Shields put it on the map, bringing its beauty to the world's attention. You can experience the lagoon in several ways. Take a boat tour, where a guide will tell you the history and legends, or hire a bamboo raft, poled gently around the cove to soak in the calm. But for me, jump right in. The initial shock of the cool water is exhilarating, and as you float, suspended in that incredible blue, with the green jungle rising all around you, it feels like another world, a moment of pure magic. There's a palpable sense of peace and mystery at the Blue Lagoon. A visit to the Blue Lagoon is essential when you're in Port Antonio. Immerse yourself and take home a memory of a blue so perfect, it will stay with you forever. Port Antonio is more than just a place on a map. It is a feeling. It is an escape. It is a return to a simpler, more beautiful way of being. A rare destination offering high adventure and profound relaxation, all wrapped in breathtaking natural beauty. Spend your morning rafting down a gentle river. Spend your afternoon discovering a hidden waterfall. Spend your evening watching the sunset from a secluded beach. For the thrill seeker, for the dreamer. It satisfies both excitement and serenity. It is, in every sense, a paradise. What sets Port Antonio apart is its soul. It resists mass tourism, keeping its authenticity. Connect with the real Jamaica, its culture, its flavors, its wonderfully warm, welcoming people. Feel the vibrant energy of the town market. Relax at the laid-back Winifred Beach. Be part of the community, not just an observer. Spectacular scenery and genuine connection make it deeply enriching. A holiday that touches your heart as much as it dazzles your eyes. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself there. Feel the cool river water. Feel the warm sea at Frenchman's Cove. Hear the gentle splash of a bamboo pole on the Rio Grande. Taste spicy, smoky jerk chicken. Eat it on a rustic bench with your feet in the sand. See that impossible blue at the magical lagoon. This isn't just a fantasy. This place is real. It's waiting with green hills, turquoise waters, open arms. Port Antonio is a whisper getting louder, a best-kept secret. a journey for travelers seeking beauty beyond the ordinary. Let yourself dream of this Jamaican paradise. Let it plant a seed of adventure in your heart. A trip to Port Antonio is not just a vacation, it's a love affair. It will stay with you long after the tan has faded. A beautiful, vibrant memory of a wild, wonderful, magical place.